Piston showed up for work today. How's it going, Piston? So, I got my mirrors on. My cheap eBay mirrors. And I got two of them. Two of them. Yeah, they are mirrors, that's for sure. When you're traveling, like 55, 60, they vibrate a lot, but whatever. Here's my sissy bar bag. I guess it's actually made to lay down without a sissy bar, but works pretty good like that too. It's on there. Ain't going nowhere. I did what you're not supposed to do. I zip tied it. No, it's tied on there. A couple spots. Down here, dropped around, up. But then I zip tied it just because I'm paranoid. And so far, so good. Got a lot more room there than I had before. I got my tobacco in there. Got these, my dad gave me. They're little headsets for walkie-talkies. Here's my cold weather waterproof gloves. Here's my rain cover for this. So I got a lot of room to fit my special coffee in there. Very cool. And I should have passenger foot pegs. Should be here tomorrow. No, tomorrow's Sunday. They should have actually been here today, I think, but we'll check Monday. What else? Tried this out. My dad got these stickers off them adventure bikers that he met out in the woods. And he gave me a couple of their stickers. So I threw them on this little half helmet. I said it's DOT approved, but I don't know, man. I actually tried it out on the bike today because I went down to my dad's, Pepperdale, and I tried this helmet out. It sucks, honestly. The wind, which I kind of figured was going to happen, the wind catches it real bad in the back and wants to lift it off your head. So you got to keep your head like pointed down while you're riding. So, oh yeah, this too right here. See, I put these stickers on the side. Paint on the gas tank looks great on that side. It's much bubbly over here. That dent was there, if you don't remember. Painted it with that dent in it. Then I sprung that leak. JB Weld right here. And all this stuff is all bubbles. It just started bubbling. I don't know why. There's no wet behind it, so it's not gas. I don't know, maybe I didn't let the paint cure long enough before I clear coated it. I don't know. So all in all, this thing runs like crap. It runs okay. It doesn't run very good. So you can ride it, but it's constantly surging and bucking and backfiring, and if you really get on it, it'll sputter like crazy, and then it'll eventually get through it. It'll pull like crazy. But for the most part, it runs like crap. So I know it doesn't have the right spark plugs in it. So I'm going to go out in the shed. See if this shed's holding any secrets from me. Oop. And we do not get so lucky. No secrets out there. So I guess I'm running to AutoZone, grabbing some spark plugs real quick, and then we're gonna pop that gas tank, that seat off, pull the plugs again. We might actually pull the float poles off the carbs, pull the jets out and blow them out, see what they look like. Because I don't think the spark plugs would be making it run this bad, although they are not even close to what's supposed to be in there. But we are just going to see what those carburetors look like inside, because they might be clogged up. We'll check on our air filters, and one of these days we'll get to changing that oil filter. We already put fresh oil in it, so stay tuned. Spark plugs acquired. These ones are focus. Can't see it. They're DPR8EA-9s for the Suzuki Marauder. This plug has, or this bike has, yeah, plugs. This bike has Champion plugs in it right now, and they're like a some 6. And I don't know what heat range that is, but I know on an NGK, a number 8 is about the right heat range you want for this bike. It says give or take, but there's no mods done to it. Really, I don't think. I put the stock-ish kind of pipes back on. Actually off of a Harley, but anyways, we're gonna see what them plugs look like. So I pulled these plugs out, and they don't look too terrible now. I turned the fuel down pretty far. I'm starting to wonder if I just have a misfire from either these plugs or a bad coil. And you can look down in here. Look down in here. Look down in there. Probably can't see it. You can see your jetting down in there. And the black on top of this ring tells me it's a little bit lean, but not like it was. So the fuel screw is cutting fuel back. Timing mark. Timing heat range marks. Don't look terrible. So definitely gonna pull these carburetors off and see if maybe I'm just sucking something up. Maybe there's a big booger in there that the jet keeps sucking up that won't quite go through, but it restricts the air or something. Or it could be one of these coils is no good, going to crap. Could be a fuel delivery issue, but I don't think it's that. So we're gonna get to the bottom of it here, maybe. So we're gonna try and, here's a new plug. So I'm gonna check this gap right here, check that gap between 31 and 35 thousandths, I believe. 0.031 to 0.035. So we'll check that, throw these plugs in, and I guess we're gonna dig into them float bowls, check the air filters, and then we'll have to go for another nice ride, see how it runs. So we did the gap on this plug already. It's at, let's see, it is at about 0.031. 031. Sounds good. We'll check this one. It's about 034. This one's close. This one we're just going to give one little tap. So, sorry if I made you sick there. So this is all you do right here. Not a whole lot of pressure. Just basically drop it. One more little time. Barely any pressure. You pretty much just drop it. So, just me doing that 2 times might have closed it up too much. Let's see. Oh, not at all, actually. Let's try one more. So a little more than drop it. And if you think that's bad on a spark plug, imagine what the spark plug's doing in the cylinder. So that little tap isn't going to help it. It's not going to hurt it. I promise you, it will be fine. And then we go up. It's about 31. 31. Good. So here's my little homemade jobber. Throw some electrical tape in there. Oop. These plugs are bigger. Haha. Didn't know that. So, let's see. I can use this 18. So, get the plug to stay in there. Easy. Check this out. Check it out. I said, look at it. So we'll take some electrical tape. A little strip of electrical tape. Stick it on there like that. Push it down in. And that's a different spark plug, so we'll check it. Nope, one more piece. Usually takes 2. Oof. Oof. Da. And here we go. Spark plug holder. Cool. Let's check that gap since I was just screwing around. Yep, still good on this one. Throw it in there. There we go. It's a new plug, so you gotta remember it's a new plug. So when it feels like it's tight and keeps turning a little bit, it's just squishing that washer down. This washer right here, this squish washer. They actually say you're not supposed to reuse spark plugs. I've never had an issue. Maybe that's true for fights though. Maybe once that ring's crushed, it doesn't. We'll find out. I think it's fine though. Throw this plug where it goes. There we go, bottomed out. Now I gotta crush that washer. Crush it. Crush it. Crush it. There we go. Ooh, got excited there. Sorry. So that be that. And now, pull that plate off right there. I have to yank the fuel line off the carb. We're ready to take that intake boot off, take the carburetors off, and open the float bowls. This is about as far as I got so far. And I already pulled these out. That one looked all right. I mean, I think there's a, pull this out. I don't want to pull it out again. Whatever. So you pull, this is just the main jet holder. This right here is the main jet, and it's a 90. That's stock. So I blew out, there's a tube inside here with holes in it, like the emulsion tube, I guess you call it, or whatever. And I took it out, blew that out. Float level seems good. It's about level with the bottom of the jets, so usually it's level with this, but since these are slanted, I'm just going to go with level on this level part. And then the pilot jet right there, this guy, took that out. It was a little gummed up in there, so maybe that was my issue. And I had to, if you're wondering how that went, there's a hacksaw laying there. So I had to cut one of these bolts because I couldn't get this bolt rounded off. So I had to hacksaw it. But luckily, that bike came with a little rebuild kit. So I got a new screw out of there. I'm going to throw that float bowl back on and get into, oh, here's the air filter out of the back. To be honest with you, I never did check these, but this one's pretty dirty, but I'm not going to contribute this to it running rich on the front cylinder because the front cylinder one was clean. Looked like somebody was already in that front carb and replaced that front air filter. This one don't look like it was ever replaced. So, but the back cylinder is running all right. It's the front cylinder. So yeah, anyways, it shouldn't be popping and banging like it is with that filter anyways, because I can still breathe through it. It still breathes pretty good. I blew it all out. The top was broke off there, so it was definitely breathing. So I glued the top back on, some silicone for right now, because I want to try it out maybe tomorrow. If I have to wait till Monday, then I'll just go to the Suzuki shop and grab 2 filters. Because the float level was off a little bit. So we adjusted that. Ouch. Let's do this. So let's try that. Come on. So the float, see, should be, that's perfectly level. Pretty much with this. And that's where the fuel turns off. So that was off. That was not opening very far. So I wonder, it's where things get confusing because it's acting rich. The plugs are telling me it's rich. But maybe it's cutting out at mid-throttle surging because it's not getting enough fuel at that throttle. It's odd. Carburetors, you know. Next thing I'm gonna do, blew all these jets out, blew all the orifices out, check the slides going up and down free with the vacuum. Everything seems to be working pretty good. Float levels reset. So I think we're gonna pull these off next because I have a rebuild kit for these air cutoff valves. So we're gonna pull those off next and see what them all look like. Get this back together here. Get this back together here. Kitties keep fighting. You crazy kitties. Let me check these air cutoff valves. Excuse me. Don't smoke and vape, kids. So I checked these air cutoff valves. They're good to go. I mean, I don't see any tears or anything. Checked the boots up here the other day. No tears. No tears. Everything looks good. Now I know that the main jets are the correct jets. So this one has a 90. This one's really hard to see, but finally did see it. It's 100. That's stock. That's what they're supposed to have. The float level was messed up on this one. The pilot jets were a little, both the pilot jets actually, especially this one, had some gunk in it. They weren't clogged, obviously, or it wouldn't have started so easy. But there was gunk in them. So hopefully that's part of our problem. These choke cables feel free somewhat. This one's like not where it wants to be, Bill. So we can fix this real quick. Come on. Fix this real quick. So now that's okay, so both the choke cables are functioning and pulling. Wouldn't really like to stay on full choke. There we go. Okay, so go full choke and you twist a little bit. Half choke, twist a little bit. I see, that makes sense. So that's working. What I have to do really is try and compare these butterfly valves. So, bench sinking anyways. You'll see you want both them butterfly valves to be open at the same time. I don't know if you can see it. I mean, let me know what you think. They both seem so I don't know. I've never synced carbs before. I've always been pretty good at tuning carbs. I'm not like a carb tuning professional, but I will say I've tuned a lot of carburetors. I went to KM's Academy of Internet Carburetor Tuning School, which is basically me watching videos and doing a lot of reading. I did hours of studying spark plugs, how to read spark plugs, hours and hours of videos on how to tune small engine carburetors like these, not lawnmower carburetors. I hate them things. Four-wheeler motorcycle dirt bike carburetors. But I've never dealt with sinking carburetors. So this is new for me. Don't have a sinking tool. All I can do is bench sink them and get them close to where I want them. And from there, I might make a homemade bleeder or a homemade carb tuning tool with bottles and hose. Make like a vacuum, my own little vacuum gauge. I might try that, but I have to get fittings that fit in the vacuum ports. This is a vacuum port here. And I have no idea. Couldn't tell you because I don't remember. And I've never synced carbs, so I don't even really know. But I'm going to rewatch that part about 15 times and see if I can tell which one, or if they're both moving together. But let me know what you think in the comments and help me out. Give me some advice if you got any. So I just graduated from 15, 20 minutes of carb syncing video school, and I understand how to bench sync better anyways. So that's my sync cable. Goes down to this thing here, and that moves this little thing here, bloop, which you have to match to this one here. So when that's touching, that should be touching, because then when you crank your idle up, once you got it set, you turn your idle up, this one will move at the same time this one does, which basically sets these butterfly valves pretty much together. It syncs them. And then from there, I just get all the slack basically out of my cables. And then get it running again. And see what she does. So if you want to, watch me mess with this sync cable for a little bit. I'm gonna sit down because my back's getting sore. So I need to get these basically to match. So that one would be kind of hard to get to, huh? I'm a little bit confused. I'm going to adjust here, and then I'll lock this one down afterwards. Because I feel like, regardless of what my 15-minute YouTube instructor said, I feel like this needs to go down further before I begin. Look at that. I'll lock it back down right there. Nice and tight. Ooh. So then, I'm going to make these touch. So we got about the same gap in here. Okay. A little confusing. I have to think this through a little more. Might be overthinking, confusing myself a little bit. So, I think I'll be back. Been messing around here for a while and couldn't figure out why I couldn't get these cables weren't working together. Like they'd work together and then all of a sudden they wouldn't. So I would move another cable in. Then I found this. Oops, sorry. I found this. Just happened to notice. And if you watch when I wiggle that, pulls on those cables, most importantly, pulls on that. Pulls on that sync cable when it wobbles. And I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to take it off because somebody has that completely stripped out. So I'm basically gonna have to drill it out because I don't see any other way. So we're gonna work on that. Maybe this will just be a part 1 of this video. Part 2 could be me drilling that out and finishing this job up because this video is turning out to be a little longer than I anticipated. I didn't intend to run into this problem. So I don't know if you really want to watch me disconnect all that and drill that bolt out, but I'll make it a part 2. And it's getting quite late anyways. So for tonight, I think I'm gonna call it a night. Wrap up this video. Thank you guys all for watching. And please like, subscribe, comment. And I'll see you in part 2.